So if you want to start the recording, thank you. So we'll call the July 30th Affordable Housing Trust meeting to order. As a preliminary matter, this is Brian Sullivan, Chair of the Affordable Housing Trust. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Horace Bell.
Here.
Penny Dye.
Here.
Mike Browers.
Here.
Steph, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Christy Ferrantella.
Here.
Vicky Marsh.
Here.
Hey, Vicky. And Lee Smith.
Here.
Okay, great.
We
So,
have Rachel Fields here. Alice is out today.
oh, hi, Rachel.
Hi, Polly.
Okay, good afternoon. This is an open meeting, the Affordable Housing Truck and being conducted remotely pursuant to Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2023. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. The meeting will feature public comment. For this meeting, the Affordable Housing Trust is convening by a video conference via the Zoom app posted on the town's website, identifying how the public can join. Please note it's being recorded and all attendees are participating via video. Accordingly, please be aware that other folks may be able to see you and take care not to screen share your computer. Anything you broadcast will be captured. All supporting materials provided to the members of this body are available on the town's website unless otherwise noted. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda. We'll turn to the first item, but before we do so, let's cover ground rules for effective, clear conduct of our business and ensure accurate meeting minutes. I'll introduce each speaker. They conclude their remarks. The chair will go down a line of members, inviting each to provide comment, questions, or motions. Please hold until your name is called. Remember to mute your phone or your computer when you're not speaking. Please remember to speak clearly in a way that helps generate accurate meeting minutes. For any response, please wait until the floor is yielded to you and state your name before speaking. If you wish to engage in other members, please do so through the chair, taking care to identify yourself. For any items of public comment after members of the board have spoken, the chair will afford public comment to the members of the public that have joined the meeting via Zoom. Members of the public wish to speak must state their names and be acknowledged and finally speak through the chair. Finally, each vote will be taken by roll call. So with that, I'll look for a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll move the approval of the agenda.
Second.
Thank you. Great. Oh, welcome, Tom. By roll call, Forrest Bell.
Here.
Penny Dye.
Sorry, aye.
We got you. Penny Dye.
Aye.
Meg Browers.
Aye.
Tom Dixon.
Aye.
Brian Sullivan's an aye. We'll look for approval of the minutes. I think July 30th, July 9th, and July 16th. Christy, with Alice out of the office, have these been edited and done?
Yes, it's just July 9th and July 16th are the two sets of minutes.
Okay. Penny?
Yeah, I just through you, Mr. Chair, Christy. Yeah, so all of the edits were incorporated. Did you just ask that? I'm sorry, I'm distracted. If the edits were all incorporated, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of July 9th and July 16th.
Great, thank you. For a second. Thank you, Tom. By roll call, Forrest Bell.
Aye.
Penny Dye.
Aye.
Meg Browers.
Aye.
Tom Dixon.
Aye.
And Brian Sullivan tonight. Thank you, everyone. I'll open the meeting for public comment. Seeing none, I'll close public comment. Item number 5, we're looking for an approval and to execute the deed rider containing affordability restriction, 240% and a year-round housing occupancy restriction for 8 Honeysuckle Drive and 10 Honeysuckle Drive. This is continued over from our last meeting. Vicky, I think you were going to work with Housing Nantucket. I just wanted to check in and see how your edits went and where we're at.
So you have before you the final version, hopefully, of the deed rider. And we were able, excuse me, we were able to come to an agreement with Housing Nantucket as far as the monitoring service fees and collection of any judgments that may be available in the event of an enforcement of a violation of the restrictions. And so, you know, Housing Nantucket is the monitoring agent for this, for these restrictions. And therefore, it was logical that they are going to obviously need, incur certain fees and costs in order to be able to undertake the monitoring and to make sure that everybody is complying with the restrictions as written. And so when I initially provided the deed rider, I had given those monitoring fees to the town, well, to the trust, because the deed riders that came from EOHLC normally give those fees to the town. And there's a separate third-party monitoring agent. So in this case, it was logical that Housing Nantucket should be entitled to receive the fees and costs that they incur. But also, what happens is that the trust is also an enforcing agent to these restrictions. And so if the trust and the monitoring agent together, or just the trust decides to enforce the restrictions and incur certain costs and expenses, perhaps legal expenses, that they should also be entitled to be reimbursed before any monies are divided up. So we came to an agreement that any costs for both the monitoring agent, Housing Nantucket, and the town would be deducted from the costs that are received from, say, a judgment or from fines or other enforcement mechanisms. And then the amounts that are received as a result of those enforcement actions would be split equally between Housing Nantucket and the trust. So that seemed to be the equitable and fair thing to do based upon the circumstances here. So that remains in paragraph 3 is the way that we have divvied up the reimbursements as well as any judgments that are obtained. And then in paragraph 12, the monitoring services fees that are normally entitled to the monitoring agent will be dispersed to Housing Nantucket for the costs that they incur, generally, enforcing the restrictions. So those are the only other changes that we made. Everything else stayed the same. It's still a 240% AMI restriction, and there's still a year-round restriction with these units. That's for 10 months out of a 12-month period.
Thank you, Vicky. Penny?
Yeah, just a question for you, Mr. Chair, to Vicky, confirmation, really. This restriction, because it's being held by the trust, which is a municipal body, is in perpetuity. That's right?
So we inserted language in this deed rider that this restriction can be held in perpetuity because it's being held under General Laws, Chapter 184, Section 26, which enables a governmental body to be able to hold the restriction for the benefit of a public purpose in perpetuity.
Thank you.
That section is recited within the deed rider.
That's great. Thank you.
Any additional questions from members of the board? And did you want any follow-up, or are you good? You're good? Okay.
It was very useful to have Vicky's input, and I think we've got an ironclad deed rider as a result of our collaboration. So very much appreciate that, and hopefully this will be an example for more to follow as these 240 AMI deed restrictions. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Ann. Is there a motion a member would like to make?
I'll make the motion just because I'm unmuted, that we accept the deed restriction for 8 and 10 Honeysuckle Drive that's attached in our packet, the affordability restriction up to 240% of area median income and the year-round housing occupancy restriction.
And I do, a friendly amendment, I do believe that we need signatures
And
So authorize everyone to sign,
today,
today. Great. And we will need at least 4 members to sign, and that will happen today. At 21 Main Street, there's a notary standing by until 3:30. So,
the reason this is so important is we've had a delay here. And this directly impacts the funding for Wiggles.
and the closing for the parties that are purchasing the
Correct.
houses.
Yep,
Okay, so we have a motion on the table that was seconded by Tom. A vote by roll call. Penny Dye,
aye.
Mike Browers,
Aye.
Tom Dixon,
Aye.
Forrest Bell,
Aye.
and Brian Sullivan's an aye. Great, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Christy, can you lead me through the next one? Acceptance of the grant agreement for lease to locals and
Yes,
authorize a signature?
yes. So at your July 9th meeting, the trust made a motion to approve a grant up to $450,000 to the Lease to Locals program. And this will be going in front of the select board at their August 7th meeting. And so in preparation for that, Lee has put together a grant agreement, which has an original draft form in your packet, and additional changes were circulated this morning. And so with those, I would ask that you authorize the chair to sign upon select board approval of the grant.
Great, thank you. Lee?
Thanks, Mr. Chair. Yeah, I'd suggest maybe just including a caveat subject to approval by town council, just because it's still really in draft form and we had a few items to work out.
So moved.
Okay, great. So we have a motion to authorize the chair to execute the agreement subject to the select board and town council's approval. Is there a second?
I'll second it for purposes of discussion, and then I have a
Great.
question.
Thank you. So motion is made and seconded, Penny, for
Yeah,
discussion?
just a quick question. I was not present. I had a conflict at the meeting at which this was voted. And my understanding, what was the original ask for 500 or 550,000?
The original ask was for 550,000.
Okay, so this has been reduced by 100,000 because of the remain gift. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion on the motion? Vote by roll call, Meg Browers,
Aye.
Tom Dixon,
Aye.
Forrest Bell,
Aye.
Penny Dye,
Aye.
Brian Sullivan's and I. Other action, next meeting, August 6th. Thumbs up, no discussion. August 20th, 12:30. No discussion. Board comments, open the floor for board comments, item 8. Seeing none, close board comments, item 9. Looking for a motion to adjourn the regular meeting, not to return, to move to executive session for the purpose to consider the purchase, exchange, lease, or real value of property regarding 71 Surfside Road, where an open meeting may have detrimental effect on the negotiating position of the Affordable Housing Trust members of the chair. Yes, Penny?
Yeah, I have a conflict, so I'm going to sign off of the regular meeting and not join you in executive session.
Great.
Thank
I'm
you.
going, yes, Meg?
I also cannot join the executive session, although I think I might need to recuse anyway.
Okay, so unfortunately, I don't think that there's gonna be a quorum because I am going to also recuse as well. So Christy, how do you want to move forward with that? Not take a motion to adjourn to executive session because you don't have a quorum, or?
Correct, and we'll put it on the next agenda.
Okay, all right. With that, I'll be looking for a motion to adjourn the meeting. Tom?
Mr. Chair, I missed the last meeting, unfortunately. Did we elect a vice chair?
No, we have not done officers. We just learned that we have an appointment from, forgive me, let me get this right. Christy, can you help me so I don't have to switch screens? NPDE and C.
Oh. NPDC needs to make their appointment. I haven't heard if they have.
We just got an email from, let's see. Meg Trudell that the appointment to the trust, as of last night's meeting, Abby De Molina is the new representative to the trust. So Tom, at a future meeting, we will look for officers.
Thank you.
Motion
With-
to adjourn?
Thank you, Meg. Is there a second?
I second.
Thank you, Forrest. By roll call, Meg Browers,
Aye.
Tom Dixon,
Aye.
Forrest Bell,
Aye.
and Brian Sullivan's aye. Fastest meeting to date. Nice work.
That's a record. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.